Hello everyone. Today I'm reacting to my own video, Pillow Talk. Well, I thought this video can need some explanation, some talking. And no, I don't hate Star Citizen, I don't hate Chris. I have a photo together with Chris. I want Star Citizen to become a fantastic game and a huge success. There are just so many promises that Chris and CRG made that totally fall flat. I mean, totally. For example, we still only have one star system. We were supposed to get multiple new star systems 6.5 years ago, according to Chris' 2016 CitizenCon talk. And yes, this was already with landing everywhere. The only conclusion I can come to is the people on top don't know how to manage this project. Star Citizen is a huge and ambitious project. I give Chris that. There will always be dead ends and wasted time. I give Chris that. But it's pretty much obvious by now that Chris and Aaron cannot manage Star Citizen. To me, that means when Chris and CRG are making all those promises, they either don't know better or they are lying.
I don't know which is worse.
This is the first one I wanted to show because some people seem to think Nathan Dasley was just talking freely in his infamous hex code video. Chris himself talked about allow tools for people to do their own paint job more than 1 year earlier. So no, Nathan Dasley was not just talking freely. You can be sure CRG checks what people say on their weekly shows. Usually, they are just reading text from a teleprompter prepared by marketing.
At some point, we'll allow tools for people to be able to sort of do their own paint job.
Then we have, of course, Chris Polygon interview, March 2015. I didn't include this in my Pillow Talk video because it's not a video, but I think it's important. By the end of this year, backers will have everything they originally pledged for, plus a lot more, Roberts says. But of course, our intention is that it's much bigger, more expensive, huger game than I ever considered we could do. End of this year was of course 2015 and it was not true. Heck, 9 years later, 2024, we still don't have everything we originally pledged for. Actually, we still have less than 10% what we were promised. In this video, 2016, CRG is showing us destructible environments. 8 years later, most things are still immune to bullets, only a few things you can actually destroy. Last year's CitizenCon, CRG showed us more destructible environments. I wonder if we ever see this in the game. And of course, we have the famous hex code video. This year in November, we can celebrate 8 years later.
Further forward, we want these kind of paint configurations to become hex codes. As artists, we do this stuff all day, every day, and we were just like, why wouldn't we give the end user this functionality? So that's the overall plan.
Chris always was very great with promises and not delivering, but CitizenCon 2016 was something else. There are so many things that are still not in the game 8 years later. For example, farming was supposed to come in 3.3 autumn 2017.
3.3. Here's the one. Who knew farming was so popular? So what we're going to aim for 3.3 is farming.
Beno Merchantman 3.3 autumn 2017. 7 years later, still not in the game, and I wouldn't count on it anytime soon.
And the Merchantman. So there you go.
By the way, Chris called his 2016 CitizenCon presentation a roadmap, and 4.0 was coming right after 3.3. We were supposed to get multiple new star systems, I'm not saying how many yet, at the beginning of 2018.
There we go. And then finally, 4.0. So this is that'll be the first time we'll go beyond Stanton to other star systems. I'm not going to say how many star systems yet.
Tony Zubarek, 2017, we actually got a pretty comprehensive design right now regarding loading, unloading of ships, but CRG had nothing 7 years ago. CRG still has nothing except a magical, cringe, handheld tractor beam where we can move containers exceeding 100 tons without any effort.
We've actually got a pretty comprehensive design right now.
CitizenCon 2017, Chris was talking about subsumption AI and AI getting even more self-aware.
Are you serious?
7 years later, NPCs are still brain dead, so much for self-aware.
And of course, you're also seeing some level of our subsumption AI going on, which is also something we're continually working on improving. And next year, it will be even more self-aware.
Chris fantasizing about Pyro, which you wouldn't even see in real life, not at daytime, and red dwarfs are not exactly the brightest stars in the universe.
And right, and that little red, the red cluster you see up there is actually the Pyro system. So when we leave Stanton, that will be one of our destinations.
Aaron, talking about the roadmap in 2019, we put in what we are pretty damn sure we can do, which was never true. February 2022, CRG removed the roadmap because we are roadmap watchers. All we have now is a progress tracker that does not track progress, and we have a release view for the very next patch only.
This time we put in what we are pretty damn sure we can do.
CitizenCon 2019, Chris said, we are getting Pyro next year. This was not a vague promise, this was a very clear statement. Of course, this demo was totally faked. For example, Pyro was still a red dwarf star.
Streamed in Pyro. We are going to have the Pyro system next year.
Sean Tracy making big promises for Theaters of War in the hands of the backers first half 2020. We are very much on track for this. We are not behind at all. 4 years later, still no Theaters of War anywhere to be seen.
I want to get in the hands of the backers for testing. That's the whole thing. We're very much on track for this. We're not behind at all.
CRG is showing us Reclaimer Claw in action in the Valsha promo video. Of course, this was just a totally faked video. 8 months later, we got it in the game, and now it's just another lame beam.
Tell me lies. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies.
2021, Chris is talking about permadeath. You can only revive 3 or 4 times. In 2024, CRG is showing us the Magical Ursa promo video where the guy says, I died 1,000 times. This does not fit together, Chris.
The kind of concept we would have is that you can only have so many times you can come back to life, which is basically you've sort of recorded off, you've taken a little bit of your DNA and you can grow a clone, but you can only do that 3 or 4 times. It's like having 3 or 4 lives. After that, you've degraded too much. Your DNA's degraded too much, and you're basically permanently dead.
You're probably thinking I'm a goner. But the thing is, I've died 1,000 times.
CitizenCon 2023, Chris said we hit an inflection point. We moved a lot of deaths from Squadron 42 to the PU. So far in 2024, we see nothing of it. Progress is as slow as it ever was. You can actually argue the game got way worse in 3.23 with console mode, aka master modes, and Iron Man UI. Rumors are people are getting moved back to Squadron 42.
We've hit an inflection point on a lot of the features.
2021, Jared was interviewing Rich Tyra, who clearly said Tier 3 medbeds won't allow respawning. And now in 2024, Jared pretends all medbeds always were supposed to have respawning.
So that means Tier 3 medical beds won't allow you to respawn.
Back then, which is about 4 years ago, their intention was for all medbeds to allow spawning.
This video could have easily been 2, 3, 4 hours. But no, I don't want to make such a long video. Star Citizen is not a scam, but it's very poorly managed by people who cannot manage such a huge and very ambitious project. As long as Chris is calling the shots, This thing is going nowhere. The best we can hope for is a mediocre game in 5 to 10 years with a few star systems, still with missing mechanics, still no physics, and still very laggy and very buggy. I hope Chris will realize this and hire someone who can manage such a huge and very ambitious project. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter. My Twitter account is Camural_SC.